Welcome to POSH Act Video Series, where you will learn about all aspects of implementing for your team the sexual harassment of women at workplace, Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act of 2013. In the very first video, we covered that sexual harassment is an unwelcome act towards an aggrieved woman. The harassment is defined by the impact on the victim and not the intent of the perpetrator. We further learned that impact is contextual and is often difficult to understand. In this video number 8, we will explain how impact occurs by understanding two key factors: power and frequency and isolation. Let's understand these two important factors which contribute to impact and how to address them. Number 1 is power. The power makes the impact higher because of the fear of retribution. When a person in power commits any act, irrespective of intent, it is difficult for the aggrieved women to raise discomfort against it. For example, a boss placing hand on a woman's shoulder has more impact than a colleague placing a hand, because the woman will find it easier to ask her colleague to stop it if unwelcome compared to asking her boss. This comes from the fear of retribution and hence higher impact because of the power. To identify if a person has power over someone, refer to the following points. 1. If a team or individual reports to them. 2. If they have more years of experience. 3. If they have control on finances, incentives or payments. 4. If they have more power socially due to race, gender, religion, ethnicity, etc. 5. Any other way in which others may be afraid of retribution if they raise a concern against them. Here are the actions that a person with position of power can take to enable safe culture. Action 1. Being empathetic and aware of the actions to reduce the impact. A. Stop the culture of sexist jokes and vulgar WhatsApp forwards. B. Maintain comfortable physical space. C. Ensure that there is no unfair workload pressure and biased treatment. Action number 2. Reduce the fear of retribution. A. Simply acknowledge and change the behavior if being called out. Don't offer explanation of intent. B. Speak up against harmful behavior and reassure in every review meeting that harassment will be addressed. C. Demonstrate the willingness to learn. Join the workshops and actively participate. Number 2 is frequency and isolation. When a certain action, joke, speech is repeated, it can lead to high impact of harassment. Also, the actions or behaviors which exclude specific people or target specific people can lead to harassment. Usually, isolation and frequency are observed together by an aggrieved woman, but it can also be faced by a group of women in a workplace. For example, mentioning to a woman colleague that boss really likes your project presentation, you should work late to impress him further. As a one-off statement might be okay, but when that's repeated again and again, it may imply in a sexist way that boss is not impressed by her work but because she is a woman. This is clearly sexist and it is sexual harassment. Similarly, a bro only drinks night with immediate teammates isolating women team members is sexist. And if important decisions are being made on drinks night, it can amount to sexual harassment. A famous e-commerce startup was once known for its brainstorming session in pub on Friday nights. A completely non-inclusive initiative for women and men who have families to attend to and people who are not comfortable with a pub environment. CEO of that startup was later fired for sexual harassment. Following repeated behaviors usually isolate women team members and should be identified and stopped immediately. 1. Making a comment about looks of a women employee, either positive or negative. 2. Sexist jokes against women or comments about relationship status, maternity, etc. 3. Isolating high-performing women team member and suggesting that the reason for her success is because she is a woman. 4. Staring or ogling at women employees. 5. Non-involvement of women team members in projects, assignments, or decision making. 6. Any other repeated behavior, usually sexist in nature, which is causing distress. Following are the specific action points based on your situation. As a team member, everyone should be cautious of patterns and call out if any repeated action is observed. If you are called out for doing such behavior, politely apologize and immediately change the behavior. Don't give explanations like, "I didn't mean to make you feel bad" or "it was just a joke." If you are on the receiving end of this, speak up to your manager or report to ICC in writing if the manager is not supportive. It is important to remember that we are all exposed to normalized stereotyping of people and making fun of them in our society. Sexist jokes and comments are very common in the WhatsApp family groups. Jokes rely on familiarity of these rotten stereotypes to sound funny. What you think as a normal laugh can cause distress to someone. Be it women can't drive or short clothes means they are asking for it, the list just goes on. Please remember that making fun of someone because of their gender and their identity is never a welcoming act in any context. Harmful stereotypes are useless. They impact people in a negative way and impact our collective ability as a team to do something positive. The good news is it's never too late to learn. Watch out for your own mental conditioning and keep learning to unlearn them. Congratulations for making an effort. Keep this curiosity going. Enjoy the uniqueness of every individual on your team and strive to make a safer environment so that everyone can contribute to the team for the collective growth. Thank you for joining us in today's video. Subscribe to our channel for other videos in this series. Visit the Dhwani Legal Trust website for posters and documents related to the Act. See you in the next video.